Hey guys, it's me again. Thought I would do I dug through my kits and I thought I would do a quick update on my status and share a kit review with you. It's a kit that I built before many years ago, probably 40 plus years ago, but I really like it and I found one for a reasonable price. And I think it was less than $20. And the box is old and original, but everything's in it and still sealed in the bag. Of course, I'll probably cut it open here for the review just to share that with you. Um, yeah, my current status is I'm still in pain. My knee is getting better, though. It's the reason why I'm not to a better position right now. I had a doctor's appointment today, and he reiterated, David, you did too much too soon. And I said, well, I thought that's what you guys wanted me to do. That was the impression I got prior to going into surgery that you guys wanted me to, get up and walk around on it. And to me, they didn't really give me any restrictions or specific details, so I just did what I thought was okay, and now it's hindering my healing. But it is healing. It's just taking much longer than it should now. My range of movement is about 70%, 75% of normal. Um, and I'm still, like right now, I feel a significant amount of uncomfortable pain. And that's why I decided to do a video just to get my mind off of it and share something fun with you guys and still, be present on the YouTube channel because, I didn't really want things to kind of go down the way they have, but unfortunately they have, and I've been my own worst enemy. So otherwise, I might have already been back into building some of these kits. So, um, just as a review, I on the Black Ops X-wing, the styrene panels I put on top and bottom of each wing uh, came apart because of the types of plastics weren't compatible. I've got another adhesive I want to try. I'm going to do a test fit or test gluing on it and see if it works. Um, for some other things, not necessarily the wings, I think I'm going to leave the tops and bottoms of the wings as they are, but I still want to do something on the front and trailing edge to change up the look. But I have to make sure that the glue I'm using is actually going to be strong enough to bond it permanently. And the only glue that I have besides CA and regular testers, well, tube glue, which didn't work because I used a combination of both of those, is this. So I'm going to try this and, see how that goes. Maybe that'll uh, get me where I need to be. So, yeah, there's that. The flying saucer, the Area 51 UFO, the same kit that I built for Timothy Alberino. Um, I'm still kind of on a hold of that. The reason being is I'm not quite sure the direction I want to go with it yet. And my granddaughter Ziva, she's really kind of gotten into that build, and she's gave me some suggestions for a diorama, um, and some other things. And I'm just not sure what I'm okay with and want to do and don't want to do. I want to incorporate some of her ideas, and I want to change the saucer up enough to make it unique and make it my own. But at the same time, I don't want to, get too crazy, overthink it, or stuff like that. So that's where I'm at on those. What else? I'm just trying to think here, which has been kind of hard. We've also here doing some home remodeling. It's mainly our master bath right now. We were having our shower stall enclosure replaced with something more modern and nicer. And the guys called. They were supposed to come here yesterday and be here by 7. Then they called me and said, "Nah, can't get there till 9." And then they called me again and later, and they canceled because Highway Patrol, California Highway Patrol, because these guys are coming out of California with our new glass for our shower installation. So they call me and tell me they can't come till Saturday morning. Meanwhile, I've already tore my shower apart. So all I have is just the walls and no enclosure. Which this morning I turned the shower head towards the tile wall to the outside of that, the outside wall of the house, and I turned the shower head there at an angle, and I was able to and I put a bunch of old towels on the floor next to it because the bathtub is the only other area open. So I was able to get a shower despite not having an enclosure and without making a mess. So that worked out. Um, I know. What's that got to do with model building? Just giving you guys a general follow up. Just home projects, dealing with my knee, and other things that I won't go into. So, yeah, this kit that I want to review for you is an old AMT kit. And let me get my glasses, my old man glasses. And so I can read some of the details on the box. Okay, this is the kit, which I built this once before about 45 years ago. I think it was when it first came out. It's the Vulcan Shuttle Surak, which was in the movie Star Trek 3. Yeah, says it right on the box. And it gives you some reference photos on the side, on both sides. And it's not clear by looking at the pictures, though. There's better, these pictures are better representations. And I did find some good resource material. And I only spent about 5 minutes looking for any. As far as painting, you got one bag. I don't believe there's any clear parts with this. As you can see, it's molded in white plastic. It's got kind of a creamy white. It's not white, bright white plastic. This is one of the, this kit was made first released in 1979, I guess. And then They had a secondary release in 1984. So this is an old kit. The instructions are slightly yellowed, which is understandable. But there's your instructions. One page. And then you've got you've got the decal placement on the back page. And the decals, other than it looks like they got a little bit of moisture in them, but the decals themselves, I think, are going to be usable. I'm going to see if I can't clean that mess off there gently. And I don't know. It's or I'll look for an aftermarket uh, set of decals. But so there's that. And this thing, I'm not sure. Let me take a look. I was going to. It doesn't give you a scale, but when you consider the size of the rear hatch, which I will show you, it's floating around here freely in the bag. Yeah, the rear hatch is that area right there, that round thing, the docking hatch. And it's over 10 inches long, so it's probably what, 10 and a half inches long. I'm not sure of the scale. I would think it would be somewhere, looking at the docking port, the actual size of it is maybe 1/64th scale. I don't know, somewhere around there. I don't know. It's hard to say. But you remember in the movie, it had to do this complex maneuver to get to where it could dock with the Enterprise. But anyways, I've always thought it was a really cool looking ship. And as you guys know, me and my modeling tastes and stuff is driven purely by um, my love of uh, spacecraft and aircraft design. The genre, and I don't get into a lot of folks that are like Star Trek and Star Wars fans. I just don't get into the genre stuff. The characters and you know all that kind of stuff. To me, it's entertainment, it's fiction, and though I enjoy it, it's not the thing that is most enjoyable to me. The ship designs are, and then when they make models of these ships, I that I like, I try to get them. Some of them I would like to have. I waited, and then they became out of production, and then the prices went up. I'm amazed at some of the prices that people are asking on eBay for some of these used model kits um, of genres that are very popular, but they're no longer in production. So people start slapping price tags on them for like $600+ 700, 800. I mean, and points in between. I just think that's just totally ridiculous. And it's, to me, taking advantage of a potential customer. If the kit was originally $40 and now it's out of production and you can hardly find them, I could see paying maybe 200 max. And super hyper rare kits of a very popular subject matter, I can't see charging more than $400, but still, even that is ridiculous. And that's just me trying to be fair in my assessment of it. But yeah, there's people out there that just really get ridiculous on their expectations as far as what they're able to sell something for. People are always going to look for the cheapest price. And unless they're just made of money and, $400 is nothing to them, or 700, or it is for me, crap, I have a hard time letting go of $20. So, you know, yeah, so let me, here we go. Never been opened since it was made. So I don't, to keep me framed properly, I've given up my desk space. Well, since I'm not really using my keyboard right this minute, I'm going to move it out of the way. That'll help. Give me a small spot here, and if I can move my microphones a little more. And this will give me a chance that any free floating parts that I don't want to lose, I can go ahead and, let me see here. I think I want to go ahead and, wow, I have a very crowded desktop, unfortunately. I mean, when I'm building a kit, unless it's a really large kit, I don't need a lot of build space, and if I do, I go to the workbench if it's something I got to, you know. So the kit's nicely detailed for the period. Looking at the detail on the box art for the box, and I'm just looking at, for example, this section here. And then what it looks like on the kit, which is that part. It's got reasonably good detail. Um, it's not completely accurate, but it's very close, and it is missing some small detail right in this area from what the actual shooting model had. So, and this was back in the day when they actually um, did I'm sorry, guys, I got distracted here. Yeah, the flashing on it's minimal. I can't recall the fit on this. I seem to remember it being pretty decent. So there's that. And then you've got the engine nacelles. So you can see they're decent. I don't, I don't know. This using a laptop camera, as I've told you guys, is not ideal. Well, I got a sprue tree that's got most of the parts missing off of it. So I'm going to want to fix that by bagging everything that's loose. And this looks like one of the bottom panels. Because that looks like where the display stand might go. And the display stand is typical. They use this kind of stand on several of their Star Trek kits. And I'm just trying to pop it together real quick. This thing, I've just kind of forced it. It's not a horrible looking stand. Some modifications and some creativity will probably suffice unless I make a custom, another extraneous part. And then one of the bigger upper panels. And I think it's, one thing I've noticed about the plastic on this, it's very thick. Across the board, it's pretty thick. So, yeah, that's the Surak shuttle, the Vulcan shuttle. So, it is, I think, a very good looking kit when it's built. And it definitely is one of my favorites. So, put it on the list, right? Yeah. That's the thing about the hobby of model building. It can get to where you got more kits than you got time, and you're just like, golly, I'm not ever going to be able to build all this. So, no more kit ordering for Dave. But anyways, guys, that's pretty much it. I still the Enterprise, not the Enterprise, but the Enterprise E conversion to a Nebula class. I still got that pending, and do a little here, do a little there, because it's a special requirements, special needs kit, if you will. It and I want to make sure that um, I just don't try to rush anything with that because it was sold to me by a friend, and I want to, he's more into figures and stuff, robots and things like that, and so that's cool. Everybody has their thing that they like, and I was happy to be able to pick it up from him, so all the way from Australia. But um, yeah, the situation with my knee, like I said, it's still ongoing, and I'm just gonna do the best I can when I can. And as far as kit building, I will get back to it. I just need to get to a little better spot where I'm not distracted by pain because I'm still not quite there yet. Anyways, guys, that's it for now. I did notice that round two has put out in the last few weeks a couple of videos on YouTube as far as their new kit releases. they have some really cool stuff, and then they have stuff that doesn't interest me at all, like die-cast cars and uh, car model kit building. I used to do a lot of it. I enjoy it. If it's a subject matter I'm interested, like a '65 Mustang fastback, or things, vehicles I've actually owned, um, stuff like that. I am going to try to in the. I'm hoping that within the next 2 weeks that my knee gets to a much better place and it's not keeping me awake at night, and I can sit down here at the bench and be clear minded and be able to focus on doing a kit build and doing things right. Because I know how, when I'm rested and stuff, I know how my thought processes go, and how I feel, and my headed, being clear minded, and having a good head about me, if you will, uh, from being rested and feeling well and not having a bunch of pain I'm dealing with. So that's only thing that's holding me up. Um, it seems like there was something else I wanted to pass on to you as far as models. Um, yeah, I noticed that. Oh, I did send you guys know him as either Rusty or um, Eagle Models. I sent him, I had two of them. They're not the exact same kit. One was you could build a civilian version or a military version. And I love what he does with kits. And this isn't something that I've ever seen him build as far as a flying saucer. And that was the big, you know, I guess it's around 2 feet diameter when it's fully built, German UFO model from World War II, whatever. But it, it's a fictitious thing. But some people say it's real history. I don't know. Thought it was cool though. The kit has a lot of problems. If you look at Lou Dalmasso's uh, build of that kit, he did a lot of modifications and stuff, but there were some basic issues with the kit, like the scale. Uh, Says it's 1/72nd scale, but some of the internal architecture and structure doesn't bear that out. It's probably closer to 1/48th. But anyways, you could go in and scale everything down to make it more appropriately look like a 1/72nd scale. Probably do a little scratch building and all that, which is what I'm going to do whenever and if I ever get to it. So I sent Rusty one of those kits. Yeah, it's an expensive kit, but me having something on the shelf that I'll be lucky to build one, much less two, and the other one I was going to build it as a civilian version. But I don't know. I just thought about it and I said, a civilian version of a flying saucer? Yeah, that's no fun. So I just packaged it up, sent it to him as a surprise. And Rusty and I have become pretty good friends. So, and I really like the work he does. I like his demeanor. And also Augie Gonzalez, too. Um, he is an amazing guy. And he's an interstellar modeler. And he does wonderful work. He has a fun channel. There's certain people that their personalities just strike a chord with you, and for me, that's Augie and Rusty. Now, there's other guys that do great work too, and I enjoyed their builds and their videos, but there's just something special about those two guys. And I've been in contact multiple times with both of them. They're both really, really nice people, and I like to rub shoulders with those kind of people that are humble, that do great work. They may not do perfect stuff, but I've watched both Augie and um, Rusty over the last over 20 years. I'm pretty sure when they first started their channels, I came across them, and I've been following them ever since. And I just really like the subject matter that they choose, and um, some of the kit modifications, the scratch builds they do. Excuse me. They think outside the box, and it's a lot of fun to watch them. And I just I want to get to a place myself where you know I'm able to maintain all my responsibilities to my wife and my home stuff. Like we're doing a bunch of remodeling, so and that's real important to my wife. So that's gonna cut into my model building time, but that won't last forever. And I do need to get a part-time job. So, but I'm not doing a part-time job on this knee until it's healed up. So, yep. So that's all I got for you right now, guys. This Vulcan shuttle Surak, if you've never built it, it's a it's a very unique kit. You don't see it out there a lot. There's been a lot of people that have built it and made videos on it, but it's been a while. So, and I am going to take the liberty of watching the movie, especially this sequence where it shows the Surak shuttle, and take note of where navigation lights are located, flashing strobes and all that. Any kind of light source. And, their warp nacelles, which are those, and it's got this grill. I don't know if I can't recall if in the movie if that lights up or if it's just a pretty benign feature, not much excitement. I don't know. The Vulcans in their character portrayal don't seem ones that would be too wrapped up in aesthetics, more functionality, I think, than aesthetics. So, anyways, it's a cool model, and I'm gonna probably do some modifications to this kit, which I'm sure I will, to try to make it a little bit more accurate, or just take some artistic license and do some things to um, make it more interesting. I don't know. We'll have to see. But just sitting here looking at it, it's I don't know. It's a really cool design. So with that, guys, I'm gonna let you go. Hope everybody's doing well, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.